Good morning, my busy bees. You are now listening to the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I'm your host, Lara Ziccardi, and joined with me today is my lovely co-host, Amanda Gaudiosi, and our lovely newscaster, Ashley Ramos. So you guys, we have a fantastic show planned for you today. We're going to be talking about Biden planning a student loan announcement today. We're also going to be talking about vaccines for COVID. There might be a fourth on the way very soon, and you're going to find out when it might be out. Not only that, we're also going to be talking about NJ parents and the new sex ed system because, oh me, oh my, let me tell you, it's going to be interesting. Not only that, it is move-in week for Montclair State, so we're going to be covering all the parking things that you need to know for the week. But before we get into anything like that, we have a news update. I'm so excited. Ashley, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Woo-wee.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ashley, and I'm joining you on this Wednesday morning from 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. In Montclair news, since 2020, rat sightings have been witnessed at an all-time high throughout many towns in the Northeast. According to a 2020 study, restaurant-dense regions in New York saw an increase in non-emergency 311 calls about rat sightings. In Montclair, a similar pattern is emerging. Montclair has seen about 2 times the number of reports of rat sightings this year, said Robert Jernick III, a registered environmental health specialist for the township. In New Jersey news, a portion of Route 440 in Hudson County will be closed in both directions starting on Friday for construction. Officials say that this is due to a partial sewer collapse more than 15 feet underground near Route 440 and Danforth Avenue, Jersey City, close to the Bayonne border. The 100-year-old pipe must be replaced before the conditions get worse. Officials say that this means the roadway must be closed for emergency construction. In national news, President Biden is expected to announce a much-anticipated loan forgiveness program Wednesday. Sources familiar with the plan told the Associated Press. Americans are poised to foot a nearly $300 billion deal where President Biden's expected announcement on Wednesday to forgive thousands in federal student loan debt and extend a repayment pause to next year. And now for some weather. It is currently 72 degrees and sunny. Today there will be a high of 90 and a low of 69. Tomorrow it will continue to be sunny and in the high 90s, and this weekend it will be in the high 80s. Thank you, back to you, Lara.
Man, that weather just spiked right up, didn't it? Because we had the rain yesterday and the day before, and now it is heat. You know, it's gonna be
So it's all over the place.
Ashley, I'm really thinking it's gonna be a very interesting fall. Either all the leaves are gonna fall like as soon as possible, or it's gonna be kind of like last year where it was kind of hot in September, which I kind of liked, and then October it was like boom, cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know I've been seeing leaves change color, but not only that, I've seen a lot of brown trees around. So I went driving up in Ringwood because that's what I do. And if you don't know where that is, that's northern Passaic County. It's by the border of Hudson County, New York. And there was a lot of brown trees. So I was like, oh my gosh, are the trees turning already? But then I realized, oh my gosh, we've had a drought. So hopefully we get some more rain because we literally need it. But it is time for some sports. And this is probably going to be my last sports cast because this is the last week for the summer buzz. But don't worry, we'll return the week after with 2 hours. So don't worry, you'll get your news fix. Don't worry. But I'll make it a good one. I'll make this a really good sports cast for you. So in baseball sports, yesterday the Yankees and the Mets played each other. So this is gonna be a real interesting result, huh? I'm also trying to buy time to get a sound effect. But they played each other, and who won, you ask? Drum roll, please. That's really embarrassing. I'm never gonna touch the sound effects ever again. The Yankees won. They won 4-2. I'm really embarrassed, you guys. I'm really embarrassed. I don't want to. You know what? I'm just not gonna talk about it. But the Yankees standing is 76-48. But don't worry, you Mets fans. They're still in the lead with 79-46. But tomorrow night, the Yankees are playing the Oakland Athletics at 9:40, and the Mets are playing the Colorado Rockies at 7:10. Next time I do that, I will make sure to hit the right sound effect. But it's okay. Anyway, back to what Ashley has said in her news update about Biden. We're going to be deep diving more about it. We'll be talking about it. But Biden is planning a student loan announcement today. As of today, Wednesday, today. That's so crazy. So President Joe Biden is set to announce his long-delayed move to forgive up to $10,000 in federal student loans for many Americans and extend a pause on payments to January. Biden has faced pressure from liberals to provide broader relief to a hard-hit borrowers and from moderates and Republicans questioning the fairness of any widespread forgiveness. According to AP News, the delay in Biden's decision has only heightened the anticipation for what his own aides acknowledge represents a political no-win situation. The people spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss Biden's intended announcement ahead of time. The precise details of Biden's plan, which will include an income cap limiting the forgiveness to only those earning less than $125,000 a year, were being kept to an unusually small circle within the Biden administration and were not finalized on the eve of the announcement. Down-to-the-wire decision-making has been a hallmark of the Biden White House, but the particular delay on student loans reflects the vexing challenge confronting him in fulfilling a key campaign promise. The plan would likely eliminate student debt entirely for millions of Americans and wipe away at least half for millions more. The nation's federal student debt now tops $1.6 trillion after ballooning for years. According to the latest federal data, more than 43 million Americans have federal student debt, and almost a third owing less than $10,000, and more than half owing less than $20,000. You guys, I think this is so important for us college students because, listen, we all know it's expensive to go to college. Don't get me wrong, I'm really fortunate to be here, but boy, it is expensive. And I'm lucky to go here, because it is a state school. It's close to me. It's in state. I'm from New Jersey. I've lived in New Jersey my entire life. And I just feel like I'm a little bit more lucky than other people who are going out of state. But at the same time, it's like, scholarships. Don't have any, because I remember when I was applying to college 3 years ago now. Jeez, I was a senior in high school 3 years ago. But I remember I applied to 3 schools. It's Montclair State, obviously. Actually, you know what? I don't think I did apply. Just kidding. But I applied here, Quinnipiac, and Bergen Community. And I remember Quinnipiac is in Connecticut. And they offered me a scholarship of $12,000. But out-of-state tuition and room and board overall cost $60,000 a year. And that is a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the same boat too. I actually went to community college first. So I thought, hey, maybe this will save me money in the long run. It actually didn't, because I went to another university in New Jersey before, and it didn't really fit what I wanted. It didn't really fit me as a person. I didn't really feel like I was getting the education that I wanted to get. So I left, and then I applied to 2 New Jersey schools, one of them being Montclair and the other one being Monmouth University. And I really wanted to go to Monmouth because, it's like a really beautiful school. It's right on the beach. And, I was so excited when I got in, and they gave me a scholarship, but the scholarship wasn't nearly enough to help cover, anything. I would have still been paying like $50,000, and it's a New Jersey school. So I was like, honestly, the smartest decision to make is to go to Montclair. And I'm honestly happy I did, because I feel like being close to the city, and like you said, I feel so fortunate being at Montclair, because not only is it cheaper than a lot of the New Jersey schools, but it's just, I've been having a really good time so far. I mean, the education, and it's close to New York City. So it's like, it's really cool, but college is expensive.
It really is. And it's funny you mentioned Monmouth, because going into my senior year, I was a cheerleader. Here we go. I was a cheerleader. Go Bulldogs. But we had cheer camp at Monmouth University. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is amazing. I wanted to do photography at the time. I'm like, oh my God, they have a photography major. Perfect. No, too much money. And you know what? Here's the reason why I didn't apply, is because they required an ACT or an SAT. and I did not take them out of protest.
Wow, you know what? That's actually like really funny because I didn't take it either. And I feel like a lot of people were like, "Oh, you're not taking your ACT or SAT. Like that's so important to get into school." And for
No.
me, I didn't have to. I went to community college. I got good grades. I got all the credits I needed to get, and now I'm at Montclair, and I'm doing really well. So you don't really need to take that.
I agree with you. And now that COVID has hit, a lot of schools have opted for test optional, which is great because I just don't like standardized testing. I'm not a good test taker,
Me too.
but that's another conversation. But I really, to wrap this story up, I really hope a lot of good comes out of this story because again, so many people have student debt and it would help to get just a little bit of forgiveness for it. But don't worry, we are going to keep you updated about this story probably tomorrow because we're a morning show. Yeah, good morning. Anyway, Amanda, we have we got news.
Yes,
we got more news.
we have some COVID news.
Woo.
Yes.
We have an update because
Yeah, we did talk about this, I think last week or the week before. We were talking about vaccines and all that stuff, but now we have more news about it. So according to the NBC News, the Food and Drug Administration, they're planning to authorize updated versions of Pfizer's BioNTech's and Moderna's COVID boosters around Labor Day. The Biden administration is preparing to distribute the updated booster shots to teenagers and adults as a part of its fall booster campaign. Both Pfizer's and Moderna's so-called bivalent vaccines target the BA.4 and BA.5 Omicron subvariants, in addition to the original coronavirus strain in a single shot. BA.5 is responsible for nearly 90% of all new COVID cases in the US, according to data from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. Pfizer is seeking authorization for people 12 and older, while Moderna is seeking authorization for all adults. The FDA does not plan to convene its advisory panel, the Vaccines and Related Biological Products Advisory Committee, ahead of the authorization. The FDA's authorization will not be the final step before the shots can be distributed. The CDC must also sign off. The agency plans to convene its advisory panel, the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, on September 1st and 2nd to discuss COVID boosters. The CDC's director, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, could sign off on the updated boosters shortly after the two-day meeting. Vaccinations with the updated shots could begin as early as the day after the national holiday.
It is so important. PSA, please get vaccinated. It really just keeping each other safe, keeping yourself safe. I just think it's so important. And I'm so glad that they're finally pushing out a fourth booster for, Omicron and all that because it just keeps mutating and it's going to keep mutating. And you know what? Might as well get something that fights against it, right?
Oh, no, yeah, I totally agree. Like, I remember, like I said before, 2 weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, we were talking about the vaccines, and it really got me thinking. I going back to school and everything in the fall, and I know COVID really spikes in the colder months, and I had COVID last winter. I really don't want to get it again, and I don't want anyone else I know to have to get it again. So I really do think I am going to get the booster just to keep everyone safe, keep myself safe.
You go, girly.
Yeah,
girly.
Yeah, after talking about it, I really was thinking, I was like, I feel like it is really important to be vaccinated. So I'm going to get the booster before I go to college, back to college.
You go, girlfriend. But honestly, I went to the doctor yesterday and I was offered to get a flu shot. And you know what? Since we're talking about vaccines, get PSA, get a flu shot. I got my flu shot. I got my Band-Aid. But I was just like, you know what? Why the heck not? I'd rather be protected than to risk anything. I always get a flu shot. I am a religious flu shot queen, been getting them since I was like 3 or something. I don't know. Every year. I haven't really missed a year. Maybe 1 year. But besides the point, that getting vaccinated is so important. The
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely important. Anyway, I'm glad to hear that there's news on this because I think Monday we reported that it's coming soon, like mid-September, but now it's like pretty much hopefully pushed up. So, I don't know I'm not sure who's really eligible for it yet. I think it's people with older people and people with what do you call those? Oh, high risk people. And so I think as of right now, that is who really can get. Oh wait, no. You know what, JK? Because you know why? I I forgot that Pfizer. You literally just said Pfizer is looking for people 12 and older, and
Yeah.
Moderna is seeking all adults. I don't know where my brain is this morning, you guys. I really don't know. Oh, I know why. I'm having pumpkin spice for the first time since last fall, so I'm really excited. I'm really hyper, but that's besides the point. We could talk about pumpkin later. But honestly, again, hopefully it does come out for Labor Day because I would get it.
No, yeah, agreed. But now I have a question. I know there was a booster before this booster. If you didn't get that booster, can you just get this booster, or do you have to get both boosters?
It says the Biden administration is prepared. I'm pretty sure you have to get all three before you get the fourth.
Okay.
I feel like that would make sense.
Yeah, that would make sense. But because it did say it covers this booster covers the BA.4 and the BA.5 Omicron subvariants, but it also covers the original strain in a single shot. So I'm thinking if you don't have the third, can you just get the fourth? But you might be right. You probably have to get the third, then the fourth.
I don't know. Maybe you can. You could always, ask a professional because I'm not professional. Just report, just the journalist here. Just the radio person here. Yeah, that's pretty much all. I'm literally reading the story again just to see if I missed anything. But yeah, well, you know what? During the break, I'll skim, I'll read, I'll deep dive, and I'll get back to you. But if I don't find anything, I'm sorry. Anyway, we're going to take a very short break here on the Morning Buzz. We gotta play the stuff to keep the lights on. But don't worry, we'll be right back.
Now give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo!
Woo! Welcome back to the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. If you forgot who we were, don't worry. I'm Lara Ziccardi. It's my co-host Amanda Gaudiosi. And during our break, before I said I would find out if you have to have all 3 shots before you get your 4th, and I unfortunately have not seen anything. But I found one thing, and it says it's from Colorado, but it might give us an idea of what's probably going to happen. It says all adults age 18 years and older need at least 3 doses. And I know that's like for like a mandatory, like a thing, I feel like that's like a requirement, I feel like more so, but it just kind of gives you an idea that, oh, maybe you do need the first 3 before you get the new one. But I digress. We have more news for you. And we're going to be throwing it to New Jersey And we're going to be throwing it to our school district. So this story is a doozy. But you know what? I've seen stories like this before, and I'm going to stop teasing it. And we're just going to dive right in. So, New Jersey parents say children's innocence is at stake if new sex ed standards stay. Republican lawmakers held an independent hearing yesterday regarding the state's new sex education standards. Many parents say their rights are being violated as school districts move forward with the lessons plans. Emerson resident Amanda Riccardi said during the hearing, quote, "My children's innocence will soon follow if a change is not made." Some parents who spoke during the virtual hearing made their anger and frustrations known. Critics of the new standard says it is inappropriate for the students and could lead to sexual abuse. But a Democratic state senator says that Republican lawmakers are playing politics with parental concerns. Says Senator Vin Gopal says, quote, "They have yet to point a single school district, they can't name one, where inappropriate material has been taught in the classroom." Gopal takes issue, not with the parents, but with the rival politician, he says, are sabotaging his bill to require districts to post the curriculum online. But Republicans want to repeal and replace the state standards. Gopal's bill passed the state Senate and state assembly education committees in May, but has not advanced since then. And you know what? I wonder why. Here's my thing. I'm a firm believer that this type of education should be taught in schools because this sets up your children to grow up and to know how their body works and to know what to do and what to not do with it. And these people are like, "Oh my God, it's taking my children's innocence away." No, you're teaching them how their body works and what it does. Why that shouldn't be an innocence thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it is important for students to be taught sexual education because, first of all, they should know the proper terminology for their body because I feel like that's important. Second of all, one thing I saw in this article, it said critics of the new standard say is inappropriate for the students and could lead to sexual abuse. And personally, I feel like children knowing what is supposed to happen when with adults, what's right and what's wrong could help. I feel like a lot of kids don't understand what's happening in those certain situations. And it's really sad that they don't understand what's going on. They think that it's normal. But I feel like if we can teach what is normal and how our bodies work, to children, I feel like it'd be beneficial.
And it makes me upset because there's such a stigma around sex education, and there shouldn't be. And it's because of people like this who are just making it weird. And it's not weird, it's how your body works. And you know what? Children have the right to understand what it does. You know what I mean? It just annoys me because okay, here's my thing too. I remember when I was in school and this was starting, there was a form that you could fill out to opt out of it. Just because you think your child does not need it and will ruin their innocence, then pull them out of it. You do it yourself. Oh, what? You're going to do it when they're 18 and they go off to college and God forbid something happens? Well, that's your fault. That is your fault. You are literally being offered to have your child educated, but you're like, no, they're innocent. And I'm like, and it just really just annoys me. Like, just if it bothers you that much, just sign them out of it.
I agree. And something I find funny, I don't know. It's children are going to figure this stuff out anyway. I remember I used to ride the school bus in elementary school and I was in like third grade and I would have people in sixth grade talking about inappropriate stuff. So I feel like, wouldn't parents rather have their students learn things properly in a school setting rather than from the kids on like the bus or the playground? I mean, I don't know. My opinion.
I agree with you. And you know what? I'm going to add on to that. The internet. Your children are probably, they're going to see things on the internet, and why not nip it in the bud as soon as you can and tell them, hey, this is what it is and this is what not it is. But that's just my opinion.
No, I agree. The internet is a big and scary place, and children are figuring things out on their own regardless. So I feel like we both said, it's important to be taught in a school setting.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But I'm gonna throw it to you, Amanda, because we got more news.
That we do.
Oh me,
So
oh my.
yeah, so we're going to be talking about the Democratic win in Bellwether, New York. The House district showcases power of abortion rights message. Let's get into it. A victory in Bellwether House District in Hudson Valley gives fresh hope to Democrats ahead of the daunting 2022 midterm elections and raises questions for Republicans who have been expecting a red wave this fall. NBC News said Democrat Paul Ryan won the hotly contested special election yesterday, defeating Republican Mark Molinaro. The outcome reveals the power of the Democratic message on abortion. Ryan had put the Supreme Court's overturning of Roe v. Wade front and center to try and galvanize his party's voters to the polls, drawing on his military service to argue that fighting for American freedom means protecting reproductive rights. The Molinaro campaign, the Republican running against Ryan, didn't immediately respond to the result or respond to the messages seeking comment. Ryan will serve out the last few months of the seat vacated by Democrat Antonio Delgado to become New York's lieutenant governor before running for a full term in a neighboring district on November 8th.
I must say, I know this is a New York story. I know this is Hudson Valley, but that's north of us. Think about it. You know what I mean? Like, just things nearby are impacting us. And I don't really particularly like when men talk about abortion rights, but this one seems to be okay. So congratulations. Honestly, it's nice to see that that some politicians are speaking out about this issue. I know he's a man, but still, I appreciate the support, and that's the whole point of it. It's the support, and I know like a lot of most politicians are like scared to talk about abortion rights, whether you lean one way or the other. But for someone to like just flat out and say, "Hey, I support women's rights," just kind of means the world to like women and people with uteri, you know?
No, yeah, I totally agree. And I feel like once more politicians start speaking out on this, then maybe others will follow in his footsteps and start to be advocates for reproductive rights, and maybe more changes will be made.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm just glad. I think he's a little bit younger, TBH. Yes, he is. And I honestly kind of
Let's-
like that.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get some young people in the office. I'm tired of these old people living till they're 90 in the Supreme Court making these decisions when their views are so outdated.
The Supreme Court is the most outrageous branch of our government. I'm sorry, till death? That don't sound right to me. Come on, at some point you just gotta retire. You can't you just go. Like, please. Like, for weesh. But it makes me happy again that people close to our age are running and going into office, no matter like what branch, no matter what state, no matter where, that are wanting to make a change and that really do care about the people. Because I don't know why, I think our generation is just, I don't know how to word it, but we're just so, do you know what I mean? Yes, honestly, Amanda, you captured it perfectly. We're just woke. And I'm glad that we're getting people that are on our same wavelength.
Exactly, I agree.
That was the best way to say it. But we unfortunately have to go back to the crusty old people because we're talking about Trump and how he kept over 700 pages of classified documents. Oh my goodness. President Donald J. Trump took more than 700 pages of classified documents, including some related to the nation's most covert intelligence operations, to his private club and residence in Florida when he left the White House in January of 2021. According to the letter that the National Archives sent to his lawyer this year, the letter, dated May 10th, was written by the acting U.S. archivist Deborah Steinhell-Wall to one of Mr. Trump's lawyers, Evan Corcoran, described the state of the alarm in the Justice Department as officials there began to realize how serious the documents were. It also suggested that top departments, prosecutors, and members of the intelligence community were delayed in conducting a damage assessment about the documents' removal from the White House, as Mr. Trump's lawyers tried to argue that some of them might have been protected by executive privilege. Sounds about right. The letter was disclosed on Monday night by one of Mr. Trump's allies in the news media, and that person is John Solomon, who also serves as one of the former president's representatives from the archives. The archives then released a letter yesterday. The New York Times reported on Monday that investigators had recovered more than 300 documents with classified markings from Mr. Trump's Mar-a-Lago home and a private club, which each document potentially compromising multiple pages. Okay, I just want to say one thing and one thing only. How did this man get like 300, 700, how many documents, whatever documents of classified information? Well, I mean, he was in the White House, you know, so I really don't. It just never ends, Amanda. I feel like every week. And honestly, for you listeners out there listening to all this Trump news, I said it once and I will say it again. The chokehold this man has on the Republican Party and the media is insane.
Oh yeah, it will never end. I feel like talking about Trump just in the media will never end. There's always something going on and something coming out about this man that will just forever be in the media at this point.
Like, I know I said this a bunch of times, but nothing this man does or says or whatever news comes out, whatever story, whatever he did do, whatever he recently did, past did, it doesn't surprise me anymore.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like you said, I don't know how he was able to take over 700 pages of classified documents to Florida. That's kind of wild.
That's okay, you know. I was trying to picture like him carrying all the documents, but that man is way too lazy to probably do that. So I was going to say he made Pence do it, but I really don't think he did. I don't know.
That's kind of like, it's not funny, but I could just imagine him like running out with like stacks of papers, like running out of the White House to try and like get to the car.
Melania, move. I have all the documents. Move. Barron, put these in the car.
Literally.
I still think Barron's in the White House, but that's another story. Anyway, we are going to take a very short break. And honestly, whenever I'm behind board, I always play this one specific artist. I'm going to be playing Rex Orange County again. And you know what? I think this man is 1 in a million because I play him all the time. So this is 1 in a million by Rex Orange County.
My heart
Welcome back to the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Sorry, you guys, I got a little carried away with that song. For those on Facebook who just watched me jam out while I'm looking things up on the computer, happy for you. For those who are listening on iHeartRadio, don't worry, I'll describe it to you. I was jamming out. I was moving, I was grooving, but I was also typing and reading. Anyway, we have some campus news for you, and I'm very excited to report this. Anyway, it is moving week for Montclair State. Woo! Anyway, welcome back, Red Hawks. I didn't like saying that. That doesn't fit my vibe. But welcome back, students. Welcome back, fellow colleagues. Welcome back. Move-in week starts today, Wednesday, August 24th, and continues through next Wednesday, August 31st. But it's Montclair State, so parking is going to be a little scary. But some lots you use regularly, it's a word, but some lots you may use regularly may be closed. And some roads, you guys, I'm just so excited to move in that I'm like, anyway, some lots you use on the daily may be closed, and some roadways may be rerouted at times. The first goal of move-in is to get your stuff and be as close to the building as you can. I can't confirm this. I commuted for my first 2 years, but Amanda probably can, right? She's nodding her head, so perfect. So upon instruction, whoever's moving in, you'll probably be directed to unload your vehicle or vehicles if you have multiple, and will likely to be on the passenger side or wherever sub is occurring. But PSA, no vehicle is to be left unattended. The driver has to stay with the vehicle at all times because you're unloading. But at this point, the student's not moving in just yet, and you don't gotta go find a key. Don't go find your friends just yet. You gotta take all your stuff out first. It says you will have 10 minutes to unload as there's hundreds of other people moving in, and it's gonna be crazy, but don't worry. But after unloading the vehicle, and the driver will move the vehicle to wherever your designated parking area will be. But if a car is left unattended, it will probably be towed. Again, there's a lot of people moving in. But you know what? I know moving can be really stressful, but you have to remember, the goal is to get your belongings as close to the building first. So don't leave the area, don't leave your car. Thank you, Montclair State, for this wonderful information. But we have to remember, move-in will take time. So if you need, take a deep breath, take a little break, make sure to drink some water. It's very important. Know that it is not a race, and that this is a huge step in any student's life, whether it's your first time coming here as a freshman, whether it's your last time coming here as a senior. It's a big step. But of course, for more information, please feel free to check your montclair.edu email, or feel free to check out Montclair's website. Okay, Amanda, when do you move in?
I move in the 29th.
I do too. It's so funny.
That's awesome. You know what? I was actually a little bummed out because all these fun, exciting things are happening on campus, and because I'm a senior and I'm not a freshman or a transfer student, I have to move in on the 29th. So, but it's cool. I'm very excited. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling good. I moved the 29th as well, and I'm pretty excited. I realized I probably have to get some new bedding because it doesn't match my posters. It's bothering me.
Yeah, I'm a little anxious because first of all, I haven't packed at all. Like, nothing is packed. All of my clothes are just everywhere. I'm not going to show my room behind me to the people on Facebook because it is embarrassing how messy my room is right now.
People do that.
Yeah. Oh no, I just, it's.
I'm not gonna. No offense. I'm not sharing anything on Facebook.
Yeah, no. Well, I meant like live right now.
Oh no, we're not gonna do that either.
Oh yeah,
Mm-mm.
I didn't mean like on Facebook, like, hey guys, look how messy my
Hey
room is.
guys, I just set up my room. Oh my god, let me know if you guys like it.
No, but yeah, I have a lot of stuff to pack and a lot of things to do. So I am happy about moving on the 29th because I am a procrastinator. So now I have time to get the things I need to do done.
You have time to procrastinate.
Yeah.
Because I have most things, but I do want to ask you this: what's like one of the most important things that that someone should bring?
Ooh,
A good
that's
question, right?
that is a good question. I mean, for me, last year I lived in Denalo, which I really liked living there. So it wasn't one of the apartments. So I had to have my own mini fridge. And the mini fridge really came in clutch at times when I was really hungry and it was 12 o'clock at night, 1 a.m. I was just so hungry. So the mini fridge really came in clutch last year. So,
So PSA, mini fridge be helping.
oh no, yeah, for sure. It was like great. I kept all my food, my water in there. So it was awesome. But now I have a fridge, which
Ooh,
is crazy because I'm
that's
living
good.
in Hawks,
Oh
which
my
is
gosh, me
exciting.
too.
Yeah, it's
Eh.
exciting. I'm nervous because like I haven't lived there before. I've never even been inside of the
Mhm.
apartment, so I don't know what they look like. So it will be a surprise Monday morning.
I'll give you a little teaser. I'll give you a little spice. It's very kind of much townhouse in a way.
Mm,
Are you in an A, B, or C apartment? If you
that's
remember.
so funny because I really should know, but I think B. I'm like pretty certain it's B.
Okay, so your apartment is going to have the living room and the kitchen and like the dining room table on one floor, and then you'll have stairs that go up to your bedroom and your bathroom.
Really?
Honestly, it's really nice because it makes like the room feel bigger, which I like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds really cool. Now I am checking my email because I really would like to know if I'm in B. What about you? Are you in the A?
I'm in B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can't find it right now,
It's
so
okay.
hopefully I'm there.
It's a-okay. The only difference pretty much is that B faces the parking lot, C faces the woods, and then A is just one floor. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah. But good luck to all of you moving in. Wishing you the smoothest of moving in and the stress-free a stress-free moving in if you are. But
Yes.
if you're a commuter, wishing you the smoothest of travels because oh me, oh my, I understand being a commuter. Also, PSA, you should probably get your parking pass. That's important. Parking pass starts September 1st. So PSA, make sure you get your parking pass. That's a reminder for myself as well. Anyway, it is time for Am I in the Wrong? I love Am I in the Wrong? So, what is Am I in the Wrong, you're asking? It is a segment where we take a situation from a user on Reddit and we decide if that user is in the wrong or not. But we would like to emphasize that these are not our personal stories. These are from users on Reddit. And as always, our opinions do not affect WMSC or Montclair State University. Now, you ready to start us off, Amanda?
Yes, I'm very excited.
This one's good. This
All
one's so
right.
good.
Yeah, I'm ready. So let's get into it. Am I in the wrong for accidentally announcing my elopement the day of my sister's wedding? My husband, 34 male, and I, 29 male, eloped in late June. Neither of us had ever dreamed of a big wedding. We fell in love with the opposite concept, which was doing it privately and getting to keep that special memory something just between us two. We had plans to throw a party around our 1 year anniversary so our families could celebrate us then. So far, we hadn't told my side of the family that we had tied the knot. We live a few hours away from them and wanted to be able to tell them in person rather than over the phone, but hadn't gotten a chance so far. My sister, 27 female, got married yesterday, traditional wedding style. We drove down Friday afternoon and said our hellos, but kept to ourselves for most part and let her and her bridal party do their thing. She was focused on a million other things, and rings on mine and my husband's fingers were the last thing on her mind, as they were for us. Being married almost 2 months means wearing those rings has just become second nature. I don't take it off, and I hardly remember I'm wearing it unless someone points it out to me. The next morning, we were invited to have breakfast with my sister, my mother, and her bridal party. To make a long story short, my mom noticed mine and my husband's wedding bands and asked if they were what they thought they were. We attempted to change the course of the conversation without outright lying, but my mother kept pushing until we finally admitted that yes, we had gotten married back in June. My sister got very angry and asked my husband and I to leave breakfast. We apologized profusely, but she held her ground. The rest of the day went off nicely, but we did ask members of the bridal party if she was still angry, and they said yes. And she thought we had worn the rings specifically to steal the light of her big day. So, are we in the wrong?
Okay. I don't think they are,
I agree.
because they didn't barge in and go, oh my god, we got married. No, they didn't do that. They went, somebody asked them like, oh my gosh, like they saw the rings. I'm like, oh my gosh, are you guys married? They're like, yeah, we got married in June. Oh, congratulations. Who cares? But I really don't think they're in the wrong, because they didn't barge in and go, you feel me?
Exactly. When I first read the title of the story, I was like, oh, totally wrong. Like, how could you do that to your sister? I mean, it was her
Yeah.
big day and you just outright talked about yourself. But they were sitting at a table and the mom kept pushing and pushing and pushing to the point that he had to say yes, they had got married. So I don't think he's in the wrong. And I mean, of course, I can understand the sister's frustration because it's her big day, but I
still,
mean,
I was
it's
gonna
your
say,
brother.
I was gonna say the same thing too. Like, I get why she's upset, but like, to my knowledge, they only told his sister, his mom, and the bridal party. So it wasn't in front of everybody. It wasn't at the ceremony. It wasn't at the reception.
Hmm.
It was just in front of his sister, his mother, and the bridal party, however that may be. Like, I'd be a little upset too, because I don't know how. I mean, I'm an only child, so I don't relate to this, but I don't know if I'd be upset because he didn't tell me,
Yeah.
or he told me on the day that I was getting married. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I could, like you said, because that is important, because she might just be upset. There's a lot of things she could be upset that he didn't say, blah, blah, blah. But it would be a lot worse if he just went to the wedding and outright just was like, we're married.
Oh my god. No, those people that propose or like announce their pregnancy at someone else's
Mm-mm.
wedding, like, okay, the only circumstance I would think it would be okay for would be if you ask the bride and the groom, or the bride and the bride, or the groom and the groom beforehand, and they're okay with it. That's
Y-
it.
Yeah, I've never understood that. I've always found that to be very strange because, like, it's that person's day, might as well make it about them. And like you said, I agree. The only time I really could see that happening is if, like, maybe the bride and groom like set you and your partner up. So it makes sense. Like, oh, they set us up and now I want to propose to my significant other. Like, I guess that would make sense. But yeah, I've always found that a bit strange.
I agree. I definitely agree with you. But it's time to find out what Reddit says.
Yeah. So we don't really think it's that wrong, me and Lara, but Reddit voted that that person was in the wrong.
Bro, I really don't understand why they think they're in the wrong. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. And this is actually surprising because out of all the am I in the wrongs, this is the first time I don't agree with Reddit's vote.
You know what? Okay, I'm reading the comments, and it said, um, this commenter said, quote, I don't believe for a second you didn't have one thought between the two of you that wearing wedding bands wouldn't attract questions.
And while I can see that, it does become second nature. I mean, I wear necklaces sometimes for months and forget I'm wearing it. So it's like,
And he said, like, he forgets you're wearing it, like it's a wedding band. Like, you're gonna ask your partner and you to take off your wedding band that you just got married. I don't think that's fair.
yeah.
That annoys me. But we have time for one more. And this one is, am I in the wrong for possibly ruining a man's career because he insulted me? So I, 21 female, have been working for a doctor's office for almost a year now. I take care of a lot of the medical billing and insurance work, as I am certified billing and coding specialist. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I'm pretty good at my job. I graduated top of my class and scored very well on my certification test, so it's safe to say I know what I'm doing. Despite this fact, one of the doctors, who works at a different location than I do, constantly tries to get me in trouble for things that aren't true. Anything that goes wrong, he instantly blames me, even when I have proof that it wasn't my fault. I think he has it out to get me because he thinks I'm too young to know what I'm doing. Here's where I might be in the wrong. This doctor does not get his staff to give Medicare patients ABNs, which are required to be updated every year. I've asked him for months to get his staff to start giving them out, and have even sent over several copies over, so I know that they have them. Still, I find patient after patient with no ABN or so from one. Still, I find patient after patient with no ABN from years ago. Finally, I had enough. I called Medicare and reported him for taking advantage of the elderly. This resulted in a huge fine, and he may have to close down his practice because of me. On one hand, I'm responsible for possibly ruining a man's career. On the other, I gave him several chances to avoid this. So am I in the wrong?
I mean, I don't really think she's in the wrong because she kind of is doing the right thing in the long run. I mean, if he's not really running his practice in the right way, then he shouldn't really be in business.
I agree. I definitely agree with you because, I mean, she gave him many chances to try to fix it. And you know what? I feel like that's a little discriminatory too, because specifically Medicare patients, that's not fair.
No, I agree. That's sad. But also something I noticed, I always hate this because it says, I think he has it out for me because he thinks I'm too young to know what I'm doing. I mean, I feel like she was the more responsible one in this situation, and she's younger than him. So,
You know what? Sometimes, in some situations, the person that is younger oftentimes could, not oftentimes, but some of the times could be more responsible. Exhibit A. But I'm pleased to announce, so we both agree she's not in the wrong. Yeah, Amanda's nodding her head. So Reddit's vote is not in the wrong. He had it coming. Anyway, time for some weird news. Dinosaurs hit the racetrack for Washington's T-Rex race. More than 150 people put their inflatable dinosaur costumes on at a Washington racetrack and ran a 1/16th mile race to find the fastest T-Rex in the pack. Emerald Downs in Auburn hosted its first T-Rex race since 2019, when photos and videos of the event made a viral splash online. Sunday's race featured more than 150 participants, a new record for the event. Auburn resident Logan took first place in the adult race, while Sebastian Davis, 13, of Silver Walsh won the kids race. Okay, imagine you're just like going about your day and you see just a herd of dinosaurs just running towards you.
No, because that's hilarious. I just clicked on the link that you put, and it is so funny seeing hundreds of people dressed up as dinosaurs running in a race.
Dude, I kind of want one of those inflatable dinosaurs.
Yes, me too. We should just do the race next year.
You know what? Maybe we should, Amanda. I think we should.
No, that would be very fun. I would definitely lose and fall, but
Okay. Well, we have to practice.
For sure, yeah.
I've always kind of wanted one of those inflatable dinosaur costumes. Like, like just like the standard T-Rex one.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I want to look at this again. It's so just ridiculous, which I love about it.
It is ridiculous and it's very funny.
I'm sorry. I wish I could share this with you on Facebook, but copyright, I'm scared. But honestly, if you're very curious, you may check it out. But honestly, it's so worth it because it's so ridiculous. Like their little heads are like falling, like they're like because there's like no like body up there. The heads are just leaning back, and it's like a derby. It's like set up like an actual derby.
That's so funny and really iconic.
Oh my god, so many people came to watch this too. I love it.
Wait, now I want to click on the thing again. Honestly, yeah, like you said, I recommend everyone going and check this out because this is hilarious. There's so many people running.
God, I'm literally crying. I love this so much. I think we should go next year.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's a 16-mile race. Did you say that?
It was a 1/16th mile race.
Oh, 1/16th. I was like, the 16 miles in the T-Rex suit.
Oh my, honestly, it's a very short race.
Yeah, so we could definitely do that.
You know, I think they should make it longer.
Yeah.
My personal opinion should make it longer. But we're gonna run our way over to a breakfast table somewhere near me.
That was a really good transition. So yeah,
Thanks.
Snoop Dogg cereal, Snoop Loops, coming to a breakfast table near you. Snoop Dogg's next episode, The Breakfast Business. The rapper, actor, and entrepreneur is launching a new cereal called Snoop Loops. The whole grain cereal looks similar to Kellogg's Fruit Loops, but it also includes marshmallows. Fellow rapper and mogul Master P unveiled the new breakfast treat on Instagram over the weekend. The No Limit Records founder wrote in the caption, quote, Broadest Foods introduced the best tasting cereal in the game. Snoop Dogg, we're taking over the grocery stores. SnoopLoops.com. The more we make, the more we give. Very delicious. Faux shizzle. Snoop Dogg, whose real name is Calvin Broadus, is the founder of Broadus Foods. Master P, real name Percy Miller, is the brand's chief executive officer. Broadus Foods already has a number of breakfast items under the Mama Snoop brand, which includes grits, oatmeal, pancake mix, and syrup. The company also boasts its charitable donations to organizations including Door of Hope, a Christian nonprofit that helps people dealing with homelessness. It is not yet known when Snoop Loops will be available in grocery aisles or only online.
So I'm gonna ask you the question. Do you want them? Also, for our listeners, you can answer this. Well, I can't hear you, unfortunately, but you can answer. You can just kind of like keep it to yourself, or if you're like in the car with someone, you're carpooling, you can talk about it. You can talk about Snoop Loops. So Amanda, will you get Snoop Loops?
You know what? I feel like I really want to. Out of everything we have ever talked about on the Morning Buzz, all the wacky food items that have been coming out, Snoop Loops kind of sounds good.
You know what? I think I agree with you because they're gonna be like a Lucky Charm, but with like fruit and marshmallow. I don't know if I like the taste of it.
That is true. It is like two differing tastes. But I feel like Snoop Dogg knows what he's doing.
That's what I was thinking too. I think him and Martha be cooking it up in the kitchen, you know?
They
I feel
do.
like she's taught him a few tricks. I don't know. He's taught her a few tricks. I don't know. But I don't know, because I like Fruit Loops, but I don't know how I feel about them with marshmallows.
Yeah, that could be that's a huge factor. That is a huge factor. But like I said, I feel like Snoop Dogg knows what he's doing. I like the name Snoop Loops.
Fantastic name.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what? I think I'd try them just for Snoop.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
Like personally, I might want to support Snoop. That's just my opinion.
No, yeah, I agree. Honestly, well, I've also never had Fruit Loops or Lucky Charms.
Really?
Ever. Yeah, I have never really had cereal like growing up. I never really had it. So
Amanda, when you move in, we'll just have cereal together.
yeah, we'll just get a bunch of cereals and do taste tests. That would be
Oh my
fun.
gosh. We'll do a taste test off air. And then we'll come back and we'll give you our opinions of cereal.
Yeah, that would be good. And then when Snoop Loops comes out, we could do a taste test of Snoop Loops.
Of course. I have to ask you a question before we close off the show. Have you had like any cereal, or what's like your favorite cereal?
I've only ever really had Special K, the strawberry one. I feel like an old person. I mean, Special K is really good, but it does hit. It really does.
I like that one. But I think my favorite is Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh yeah, I've had Honey Nut Cheerios, and those are really, really good.
Okay, and if you like, I like to put blueberries in mine and my oat milk. Are you kidding me?
Oat milk? Are you
kidding me?
The best.
I love oat milk so much, and oh my god, I hope there's more pumpkin news next week because I love. I keep thinking about my pumpkin coffee, you guys, but I need to close off the show before I start talking about pumpkin because Amanda, you know me, I'll start. And plus, you guys know me. I could talk about pumpkin for like an hour straight. So we're not going to do that to you. Maybe next week. I hope. Oh, wait, there's no show next week.
This is the last summer buzz.
Sad face, but don't worry. Maybe when we do the 2 hours, I'll just have an hour for pumpkin. I can't do that. Anyway, You have been listening to The Morning Buzz Summer Edition on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Don't forget, we're starting our 2-hour show the following week. So if you're interested, you may tune in. But for now, Amanda, thank you for being a lovely co-host.
Thank you for being a fantastic host. This was honestly a very fun summer show, I must say.
And honestly, I hope Amanda and I's hosting and co-hosting journey continues.
I agree.
It probably will. I hope it does.
Me too.
Anyway, I need to close out the show. I gotta go drink more pumpkin stuff because it's fall, baby. It's fall. So excited. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm gonna play a song for you that reminds me of fall. This is October vibes, but I want to play it for you anyway. So we're gonna let the top of the hour play, and we're gonna close it off. Again, you have listened to the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Hope you busy bees have a great day. We'll see you soon. Also, enjoy this fall song. I love fall. Bye.